Slash, your horror movie podcast.
Yay, let's go. Woo, smile. Everybody smile.
Smile. Umano
Smile.
dos. Welcome to Hakastaba Slash. Justin, why the fuck did you pick this movie?
Let's go. All right, my hand was forced. This is kind of...
Your hand was not forced, dude. We did the first smile like 3 years ago. I vowed to do it never again.
Well, I feel like we were trying to keep like current, right? Like that's the thing that we wanted to also try to do some current
I feel like
stuff.
you're stumbling over your words because you really don't want to pick this.
And then I picked Smile too because I'm like, you know what? Throwback to our first episode, which was a fucking train wreck. Nobody ever
Oh
listened
my
to
God.
that first episode.
Yeah, dude, all three of us sat down. It was supposed to be Waterboy's episode, and he was supposed to lead it. I think he got maybe 3 minutes into the movie, and I was like, all right, I'll take over.
Yeah, it was bad. And never mind, that was back when we had three of us. He wasn't even on camera.
Yeah, I don't even think he had camera. He was just speaking.
I froze, and then never mind, like, I was not very nice to Smile. I was a mess talking. I did not like it. I think I called it, like, It Follows, but Smile. I think I called it It Smiles. But we're back. Let's get right into it. It's Smile 2, so let's talk about it.
What was your expectation going into it, though?
So I actually heard that this is way better than the first one, and I saw a bunch of content creators talk about how much they actually liked it. So it's actually, even though I didn't, not gonna lie, I did not love Smile. I could not really get into it. I kind of had high expectations for this one. I kind of thought it was gonna be like a 7.5 or even maybe more. How I saw some people talk about it.
Like we went hard, I think, on the first one. We were very against it. There was actually one point in that podcast where I was like, I watched this movie about 5 times trying to dial in, and you just leaned in and went, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for you. Like, that's how much the first one kind of derailed us.
Yeah.
And then I seen the runtime on this. I didn't watch any previews, nothing. And it was almost 2 hours. And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So I geared myself up and like I prepared myself for a lengthy movie. And usually with like a lengthy movie comes like a lot of dead space, trying to build characters, trying to build suspense. So I think going into this blind and then having that expectation before we even started it was going to help me digest this movie way better than we did the first one.
Gotcha. How fast do your notes move for the first half? I feel like you can notes. I feel like if I wrote notes for the first hour, I'd have like 7 sentences.
All right. So I'm going to be 100% honest, dude. I've got maybe like I break my notes into paragraphs for like each section of scenes. I may have spent more time talking to you about the expectation of this movie and my current note taking than it might take me to read my notes, because this movie is an hour and 50 minutes and it moves. You know what I mean? I don't mean like pacing. I mean, you can digest a whole 10-minute scene and wrap it up into 30 seconds.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, dude. So 6 days go by, and we're picking up where we left off from the first movie. Joel, our survivor from the first film, is taking notes from a survivor in that first film. That is a mouthful, but the black guy who was in jail that survived the smile demon. Joel is taking his notes. He's going to horrifically murder someone in front of a scumbag drug dealer who's killed a mother and son in cold blood. This whole plan backfires almost immediately, and a ton of gang members show up at this like trash house, and he ends up killing both these guys. I think they're brothers. He winds up killing both of them. And then we see this one geeked out kid in the background. His name's Lewis. And he's like, dude, I'm just here to re-up. I fucking hate those guys too. Leave me alone. And all Joel can do is apologize. He's like, this was not meant for you. And his whole world is like collapsing, dude. So he escapes out of this house and starts sprinting away. And then whammy! Anchorman in full effect. This man gets flattened by a Dodge Ram. And the body just smears blood all over the street into the shape of a smile. We get a quick opening credit. Joel, played by Kyle Gallner. This man deserved a way better death. I mean, to be honest, Justin, he was the only good part of the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and I think you can help me out with that.
I've never watched that movie ever, and I plan on.
I think I know what I'm picking next.
Yeah, no, I quit.
The Drew Barrymore show is on TV. And just real quick, I love the fact that they brought Drew Barrymore in and no one else
Right?
for a talk show host. Not just because Drew Barry is like Scream or
Santa Clarita Diet or
yeah,
something.
yeah, or like Firestarter or anything like that. What I love about this on a rewatch is Drew Barrymore went through all of this drug abuse and all of these struggles and
Mhm.
everything we're about to see our main character go through or have already been through. I just thought it was very symbolic bringing Drew Barrymore in to open this movie with her.
Yep, it's her life.
So
It's
it's her
great.
TV show, and she's showcasing a music video by Sky Riley, who's at her 1 year anniversary of an accident they had, which took the life of her partner and fellow actor, Paul Hudson. She was left in critical condition, and like I said, he did not survive. Thankfully, she's fully recovered, not fully, but she's recovered, and she's also been sober ever since. She's now ready to announce that she's kickstarting a world tour in just a few days. I I'm like, what's going on?
Right?
I don't know how this all wraps up. It was like this car accident in that truck. Was
I know, I
that
was
was
right.
that what they were driving? I was like, how did she recover this fast? Like, I'm a little confused right now.
Same.
Sky is at rehearsals and she clearly is not back to normal because Sky is on edge and she is very much in pain. She seems to be sneaking pills at the side, and unfortunately, she does drop her last three down the drain. Her mother, Elizabeth, and her assistant, Joshua, are now driving her back to her penthouse, and she keeps stressing out. Her mom just turns around and she's like, "Sweetheart, just make sure you get plenty of rest. We've got a very big day tomorrow." Sky pretends like everything's fine. She goes inside and immediately turns around and walks back out that door, flags down a taxi, and she's on her way to Lewis's place. This is starting to take a turn for the worst, and you can feel it. Lewis, bro, Lewis is Lewising right now. He is Lewising hardcore because
Oh,
Lewis is a
wow.
fucking mess.
One of
He's
us.
all sorts of fucked up. Dude, he even holds Sky at knife point. And I'm not talking a regular knife. Bro's got a full-size samurai sword.
I was just gonna say that was a freaking sword.
And he's like, "Who the fuck are you? Are you even real?" And she's just like, "I don't know. I want to leave. Like, get me the fuck out of here."
Right?
But if she left you, we wouldn't have a movie. So we know that does not happen. Lewis tries to cope with everything going on. So he blows massive amounts of coke right up his nose.
Yep.
And he's like, "I'm in the middle of some freaky shit, like some haunted house freaky type shit." Like, what the fuck is going on? She's just there for her Vicodin. She wants nothing to do with any of these party drugs because she's really trying to stay sober. She just needs it for the pain. She's like, "Give me my shit and I'm gone." So Lewis is like, "All right, I got you. Fucking Sky's in my apartment. Let's go. I'll get back to normal. I promise." Goes out back, to grab her Vicodin and just takes way too fucking long. So she starts calling his name, and out of nowhere, we see Lewis, who looks like he's deep throating a giant ghost cock because we don't actually see the smile demon crawling into him yet. But she freaks out, and Lewis stands up like there's nothing wrong, and he begins that creepy ass smile. And then he picks up a 35-pound plate and just starts smashing his face repeatedly. And the only note I have for this whole scene is holy shit. The effects on Lewis's demolished face are impeccable.
Yeah,
that
was a
when
cool
his
scene.
whole fucking face peeled off on the side,
Ugh.
I was like, "Ugh!"
Yeah, that was a cool scene.
Chilled me to the core. Sky heads home now after not calling 911 because when she was going to call 911, she looked around and there's fucking drugs everywhere and she does not need that kind of publicity.
Mm-mm.
So she fucking geeks out, dude, gets the hell out of there. But nothing like a hot shower and a good night's sleep won't fix, right, Justin?
Mm-hmm.
That is, unless you wake up to squishy sounds and a disfigured Lewis standing at your bedside.
Ugh.
Yeah, no bedside manners from that guy.
Nope.
It's makeup time, and Mom is pushing Gemma to come on tour with them. And she wants Sky to put like their beef behind him, put it in the rearview mirror. It's whatever. Darius shows up and he informs Sky, he's like, "Hey, I need you to give a speech at a fundraiser for Music Inspires Hope. It's an event for kids trying to get into the industry." And he's like, "Listen, there's going to be no press, no red carpet. It's strictly about the kids." He's like, "You just got to show up, read from a teleprompter, smile, and you're good." Can you do that for me? Can you do that, Justin?
Yes, let's go. Where's
right,
the teleprompter? She can do it. She says
Hell yeah.
yes.
Photo
Hesitates a
shoots
little,
and
but
dress rehearsals aside, though, Sky is freaking out and is actually Googling, can DNA be found inside your vomit? Because when
ugh,
she was at Lewis's place, she
yep.
did puke.
Puked a little.
She also gets a mysterious text message asking if she was there. And when she looks up and around the dressing room, because you kind of hear that squishy noise again, she doesn't see anything. But when she looks back at her dressing mirror, she is freaked out because Lewis is standing directly behind her. And no matter which way she moves, his head stays like perfectly behind her the whole time.
That was cool.
Great way to like incorporate Lewis again without like expecting it, because I was expecting to see his ass in the room.
Same.
And then that little jump scare where he sticks his fingers in her mouth and makes her smile,
Yep.
that got me.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool, Justin.
That was
I already
cool.
checked out of this movie, dude, and I'm like 10 minutes into it.
I'm,
You trying? You
I'm
need to go
dude,
do a push up?
well, let's go.
Come on,
Smile
do some chair pumps. Let's go.
I'm working out right after this. So
Time for a fan presser, and Sky is signing autographs until we meet like some very devoted fans. We even get a couple of SoundCloud rappers, some people aspiring singers, and then comes Alfredo, who's very clearly on some long form term of LSD. Eventually, he snaps though, and he gets a little too close for comfort with Sky, and he needs to be removed from the premise. Sky is an absolute professional though, and she resets and she continues on. Next up, she's meeting a little girl, and this little creepy ass bitch just smiles at her the whole time. I don't even think she blinked or blunked the whole time. Whatever word is appropriate in that sentence, put it there. I don't know which one, but she doesn't do neither one of them. I don't know how Sky handles this, because I would have flicked that little Debbie Demon bitch right in her nose to see if she flinched.
that was scary. I'm not gonna lie. That was creepy as shit, dude. That girl.
Ugh. Sky caves in and she calls her Biffle Gemma now, and she wants to fix their friendship. Gemma agrees to come over to see Sky and talk about things. No way this movie isn't sponsored by Voss.
Right?
I've seen so many Voss water bottles throughout this fucking movie. It's insane.
Oh yeah.
Sky sits down now and she starts to write a song at the piano, and she's rudely interrupted by Voss. And not because she was thirsty, but because this thing drops on the ground and shatters. And while she's over there cleaning it up, she finds like a not so very sexy kind of clothing trail. And these clothes clearly belong to Alfredo, because we see the shirt she signed, we see some socks, the shoes that he lost at the fucking signing. I don't know how we got them back.
I'll say, how does that even happen?
But we even see some whitey tighties with a fucking skid mark on them. Oh,
Unnecessary.
oh.
Unnecessary.
Dude, I felt like I could smell like the
Right?
disgustingness through the screen.
Yeah, like why, man? Why?
So this fucking nut job is like standing in the shadows, butt ass naked. Naked Fettuccine runs at Sky full speed, noodle out and everything. And then Gemma shows up to help her search the house. They come up short because nothing is out there. Like the Voss water isn't even broken. There's no clothes, no nothing. Sky confesses to her everything that is going on. She even tells her about the night at Lewis's place. So Gemma offers to spend the night with Sky so she does not have to be alone. While she's sleeping, we go back to the night Sky had the car accident. And like I said, she was sleeping, so this ends up being a nightmare. Sky wakes up and she's apologizing to Gemma, and they're laying down face to face. And she's like, I'm so sorry about everything, blah, 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 blah. And Gemma throws out a, you're a horrible person. And Sky's like, what? Excuse me? And then Gemma opens her eyes, dude, and just fucking smiles. And I don't know about you, but this fucking jump scare got me.
This was a good one.
Because
that was pretty cool.
Her eyes, her mouth, her nostril holes, everything turns into headlights.
That was cool.
And it's someone laying on the horn.
Yeah.
And that scared the shit out of me.
That one got me too. That got me. That one is like the first one that got me right there.
But Sky wakes up from this nightmare, and this new nightmare is only getting worse because she is super fucking late for rehearsals. But Gemma made matcha, and that ain't gonna do nothing because Sky needs to get to her Lady Gaga music video. She's got crazy vocal exercises and some verbiage. I need some water for my daughter. For my daughter, I need some water. I need a waiter with some water. I'm pretty sure, Justin, this is exactly how you prepare for podcasts.
It
every
is. I was
Tuesday.
doing it 5 minutes before this. I can't believe that.
Hell yeah.
Got
So
this from
music
me.
video time. And this is all red. And like Justin brought to my attention, and I can't unsee it now. This is
Dude.
very Lady Gaga-esque. So bad. Justin, and it's your turn now. What's that saying? Break a leg? I thought this was supposed to be good luck. And in this case, it's not.
It
Justin,
is not,
personally, I would have just faked a leg cramp, but you can tell me
right?
what really
I,
happens.
I will tell you, but you also just read that like Ron Burgundy. You were like, Justin, hats? Like, what the hell is
Yeah.
that? I'm like,
I saw it and I was like, what the fuck? Why did I
what is-
write hats?
All right, so here we go. My turn taking over. I think I did text Sean at this point where I was like, is this a Lady Gaga video? I actually showed the scene to my wife when she walked by, and she actually thought it was a Lady Gaga video. Anyway, so she's doing
And
her
I
whole entire
dance,
yeah,
with my
she's doing her whole entire
hands.
dance and everything, and she ends up seeing the damn smile demon. And as this happens, she like looks down at her knee, and her leg bone just pops friggin' out. It falls down, freaks out, but guess what? Nothing is really wrong. She comes to, there's nothing wrong. Everyone's kind of staring at her like, what the hell? But dude, she flips out. She is losing her mind now. She runs off. She's run down the hallway. We see Joshua, her assistant, walks down the hallway, but this dude is smiling at her. She gets to a dressing room, and when I tell you this thing is trashed, TV broken, shit smashed, every single thing all over the place. She is unhinged. She turns around back in the hallway. Now her mom gets there and Joshua again. And she's just like, F you, Joshua. Like, you didn't. And mom's like, what are you doing? He's like, what? She's like, yeah, Joshua ransacked my hotel room and everything in the dressing room. He's like, why would I even do that? Like, what are you even talking about? So, like, basically, she
Dude,
goes back in the
Justin,
room. What do you got?
have I know you like do a lot of like costumes and like you fuck around and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever in your life dressed kind of foolishly or stupidly? Like she's wearing this like crazy ass fucking red outfit
Yeah.
and had your night go completely sideways. So you get real pissed off
Have
and
to
you
throw a
throw
temper
kind of like a
tantrum.
temper tantrum and just feel completely stupid because of the way you're dressed
'cause
and the
you're
way
dressed
you're
like-
acting. And because of the way you're acting, you're getting worse because of the way you're dressed.
Yeah, everything's just making it way worse. Yeah, she's losing her mind, looks like a crazy person, freaking out. It gets to the point where her mom is just alone with her now, talking to her, and she's like, "Hey, you got to tell me the truth. Like, are you using again? Like, what is even going on?" Like, this guy's like, "Look, I can't do like that night event. Like, you got to get me out of here." And the mom's like, "No, like this, we can't cancel this. Like, you're going on tour soon. Like, we cannot have any single screw ups." So now it is event night time. She also gets a text though before this event where it basically just says like, "Hey, I know this is Sky the singer." She kind of looks at it, puts it down because it's time to go. Right before she goes on stage, there's like a bug like landing on her face, and she actually like hits it and like smears it. So she already looks crazy. Now she's got like red blood, almost
Dude,
like
you
in,
would
like,
think the amount of people that she interacts with before she goes out there, they would have been like, sweetheart, let's just fix this real quick.
yeah, let's fix your face a
So
little
you
bit.
don't look like a fucking crazy person.
She looked like a
You
crazy
look like you
person.
just slobbed on someone's knob and wiped your
Seriously,
fucking
and-
makeup
So
everywhere.
now she is on stage and it is not going good. So her teleprompter freezes pretty fast into it. So she starts making small talk and going off script. And wow, she is just, it is not going good. Let's
Dude,
just
it's
say
not good small talk either.
It is not
She
good.
is all like, how's everyone night going? I'm
Yeah.
still sober.
Yeah, she was like making like self-deprecating jokes, but it's not appropriate because she's talking about like her.
It's
her
for the
drug
kids.
use and
She's like,
everything.
music gave you everything, but it almost killed me. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. Music didn't put all those drugs up my nose. I
Yeah.
did.
Not good. Maybe don't joke around about the whole substance abuse when, like Sean said, this is for the kids. So she is falling apart. But all of a sudden, boom, back on script. The thing works. Thank God. What could go wrong right now? Well, it's time to introduce the next person. She says, and now we introduce Paul Hudson. Paul, who died in that crash. Not good because and also you just see everyone is gasping. Like, holy shit, what did she just say? But then it gets worse. She sees the smile demon, and it's actually as Paul. And he is just walking, smiling, wicked cool, wicked creepy, slowly
Bro.
walking towards her.
You
She-
cannot tell me
Mhm.
that Paul Hudson in this particular scene, when he smiles, does not look at all like Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
He reminded me of that until the guy like
So
looked up.
much.
Yeah, it really much looked like him. And he's slowly walking up towards her. Of course, nobody else sees her, so she is freaking out, screaming like she is like not going good at all. She's screaming like, "Stay away, stay away!" there's an old woman on the stage with her. She goes to like just like like just kind of like touch her side, trying to like push her off.
Oh yeah. And she
We got a
fucking Derrick
WrestleMania
Henry's
moment.
his ass.
She accidentally launches her, the older woman, off the stage. She falls through the freaking table, WWE style. Like this was like the Dudley Boys back in the day. Like get the
She's like,
tables.
Hey, grandma, you ever have a suplex?
Yeah, not good, not good at all. So, so now that's over, and this people aren't too thrilled up with this. But that night now, we got a text. She gets a text again. You're in danger. We need to meet. Everything you see is like real. And so she's like, "Holy crap!" And at this point, he's like, "Oh, Lewis posted this 4 days ago," and we get a scene like she's like holding the phone, watching a video of Lewis, and Lewis is in his apartment, like looking around, like just like, where is it? Where is it? And it's wicked dark. And holy shit, you get so focused in the scene because he's like zooming into the corner. He's like, "Do you see it?" It just sits there and smiles at me. And at this point, I'm like glued to my seat. Dude, the freaking jump scared right now. As she's watching that on the screen, she gets jump scared by the freaking jump scare demon. And when I tell
I
you,
got jump scared by the jump scare,
dude,
that she got jump scared by the
screamed.
jump scare demon.
I absolutely screamed. This was terrifying. One of the craziest jump scares ever. I almost had a heart attack and peed a little. And she's like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet you."
I dribbled in my pants.
I dribbled a little. She's like, "All right, let's meet in public. It's time to meet." So they're at a bar right now, and she ends up seeing the guy. She meets him over there, and he basically says, "Hey, my name's Morris. I tried warning Lewis. You were the last person he texted. When I got there, like he was dead. He was, I think he describes it, systematically infected, possessed, or murdered by a metaphysical being, maybe a demon."
Way too many big words. And I
That's a
love
lot
the
of
fact
words
that
in a
she
row.
basically was like, bro, shut the fuck up and say this in human
Yeah,
language.
she's basically like, "What? Could you explain that to him?" So he does. It disguises itself. It only infected people that like see it. It's like a parasite, and it's basically in less than 1 week, it will kill itself in front of another witness. And now that new witness is the new host. He describes the smile rules. And basically, she's like, "Well, how the hell is it even like, do you know all this and everything?" And he's like, "Look, Lewis got it by a cop in Jersey, got a professor, got it by a student. This dude's got the whole entire chain documented."
He's got the entire train
Yeah,
going
he's
back
got
to
the
like
whole thing.
1872.
Exactly. And she's like, "Well, what brings you into this?" And he's like, "Well, my brother died 8 people ago. He tore his jaw off with a crowbar, and I ignored him. I thought he was crazy, all this stuff." So she's like, "I need the help." And she's like, "All right, well, what do you like? What am I supposed to do then if this is going to kill me in a week?" He's like, "Oh, well, no big deal. We just have to kill you by a different cause, not obviously by the smile demon." And he's like, "I'm an ER nurse. My name is Morris. And we need to stop your heart, kill you, resuscitate you." And she's like, "What? How's this even going to happen?" And he's trying to say he's got a plan and everything. And he's like, "Look, you've been infected for 3 days now. Like we got to go now." And at this point, you can tell she's freaked out. She stands up, and of course, she starts getting recognized by everyone. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's Sky, it's Sky!" You hear people like, "Oh, I love when you threw that woman through the table." Like, it does not go good for her. So she panics.
Can you
and
make a
literally runs.
TikTok with me?
Yeah. Can you make? Yeah. So she ran out. So basically, she's at home now, and she is chugging her water again. They must have needed to, Voss needed to get some more money, so she's smiling to the camera, chugging her water. Dude, she's packing her bag. Losing her shit again. She's in the bathroom. She bends down. The pills go flying everywhere. She hurts her back. Dude, she starts pulling out her hair. She's like pulling chunks out of her hair. She is smashing shit. She goes back to, as she turns on a light, dude, this is wild. We get all the backup dancers are in the apartment with her, like in the hallway, like a dance routine, and they're all smile demons to the point where they're like posing and smiling with her. So she like is running down the hall, and they're like running, and every single time they like freeze, it's almost in they're in like doing like choreographed moves.
Yeah, they're playing like red light, green light.
So I thought the scene was kind of funny and creepy and weird. So they end up catching her, not good. They pull at her and everything. They're almost doing like the choreographic and like pulling at her like zombies and stuff. And then we get a giant arm goes into her mouth. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, this must have been
Disgusting.
Alfredo's arm because it was all fucking nasty.
Disgusting arm goes right into her mouth, and then all of a sudden we're in the car ride. We're into the car ride with her and Paul. And holy shit, it is not good. This was like I said the year prior, and they are arguing pretty bad. They're a mess. They are both doing lines of coke. He's driving. He's screaming.
Do you
at
have
her,
any
"You're a bitch."
idea what they were arguing about? Because it looked like he was getting pissed that she was just looking at him.
Yeah, I don't know what. Like, these people are a mess, and she's hitting him. he's like, "You're a crazy bitch." Like she starts going, she's like, he's laying into how much he can't stand her. She's screaming. She fucking grabs the steering wheel and like yanks it as like ongoing traffic is happening as they go over the fucking cliff. So like that caused the crash. Like not good at all. Then all of a sudden, boom, wake up. All of a sudden, she's with her mom in a wellness center with an IV in her, and she's in like a hospital bed. And she's like, they're like, "Oh, you fainted, you're tired, you're wicked dehydrated." And she's like, "Look, mom, I gotta cancel the tour and everything." And the mom's like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you could not cancel the tour." They get into a massive fight and everything. They're calling like she's calling Sky selfish. And Sky's like, "You don't even care about me. I'm just like a cash grab
Yeah.
for you." It gets like really, really heated, and you can almost see both sides.
You know what's bad too is like when this argument takes place at this point in the movie,
Mhm.
you feel everything Sky is saying.
Right.
I'm like, no fucking way this girl is not justified in her being like, you don't give a fuck about me, mom. You're not in
Exactly.
this for me. You're in this for what I can do for you.
Right. And then the mom also counters like, "Hey, I quit my whole entire life for this. Like I've been
No, you
with
didn't.
for
You got a
everything."
fucking pay raise.
Exactly. Probably so much fucking money. But yeah, so anyway, so they get into this giant fight, and then all of a sudden, like Sky's like, "I need my phone, I gotta get out of here." And she's like, "Nope, not happening." Then we see the mom start smiling at her. And holy shit, the mom is a smile demon, and she goes over to a mirror and is looking in the mirror. She starts breaking the mirror and stabbing at her face. And when I tell you there is blood shooting everywhere, there is just blood just squirting out everywhere. And then Sky like runs through the freaking door. She's like, "I'm getting the hell out of here," as her mom's like on the floor dying. Sky looks at her hand. She's got the glass shard in her freaking hand right as Josh starts knocking. And she slams the door shut. She's like, "Ah, go get me a soda. I need a soda right now. Go get me a soda. I need this kind of soda, like, please." And like she's panicking, like, "Oh my God, like I like, did I do this? Like, what is even happening?" She's got her hospital gown on, which I tell you is soaked in blood. And she puts a sweatshirt on, but keeps the gown on. Like, and I'm telling you, like, this is the most disgusting blood ever. And she starts her escape. She's running through the wellness center. Of course, Josh sees her, and he's like, he sees the blood, so he's like, "Holy shit!" He starts screaming, like, "Yo, we need a doctor! Like, are you okay?" Like, it looks like she is like dying. And all of a sudden, everyone's like running over to her, and the security guard runs over to her. She grabs the freaking gun from the security guard, shoots it through the ceiling, and has like nobody freaking moves. She escapes onto the street. Not going good out here either because she is instantly recognized again. Everyone's screaming at her, "Sky, Sky, Sky, over here." But we see Gemma walking in there with some coffees, and all of a sudden, she's like, "Oh my God, like, let's go." So Gemma's like, "All right, yeah, 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 where we going?" They steal the fucking, they kick a driver out of the damn car. They jump there, steal the car, and
Ride or
Gemma's
die,
like,
bitch.
yeah, I was gonna say, she's like, she's like, "Pull over," like they're driving away. The Sky is pulling glass out of her freaking foot, like it's an absolute
Oh,
mess.
dude. Oh.
Yeah, disgusting. And Gemma's like, "No, like I'm gonna ride or die, bit. Like we're going for this." So they're driving and everything, and all of a sudden, her phone rings, and we see the phone call is from Gemma, even though Gemma is driving, and she's like, she answers her and everything, and she's like, "Hey, like what's up? I haven't talked to you for a year. Like, what's up with all these weird texts and stuff you're going for?" And she's like, "What?" She's like, "Wait, what?" And she's like, "Yeah, I haven't seen you like in a year." And she's like, "Weren't you like over like my
Yeah.
house?" Yeah, she's like, "Weren't you like with me?" She's like, "What are you talking about? Like, I haven't even." And the suspense right now, because as she turns to see the Gemma that was driving, Gemma is just grinning and smiling, and we realize that's the damn smile demon. And she's like, "Everybody hates you, Sky." And you see Sky, like all of a sudden, Sky's like, "I'm in control, I'm in control, I'm in control," basically saying like a mantra. And all of a sudden, she comes to, and she's driving now. She is driving, so she is back in control. And now she arrives to meet Morris, and they at like this an abandoned building. So you're like, "Oh my God, well that was just fake." So now it's definitely real. Now we're back with Morris. She's like, "Promise you'll stop it." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, we got this, we got this." And they go into an empty building. Pretty sure he says it's like an empty Pizza Hut or something. And he's like, "I needed a freezer." And she's like, "Why do we need a freezer?" He's like, "It's for your brain. It's gonna give us 9 minutes," because they have a whole plan. He's got like a makeshift bed set up for her, like table, I should say, with
This
the
is
tools
so
in there.
fucking sketchy too. Because at
Dude,
one point, I think she goes, "I don't want to die in an abandoned Pizza Hut."
yeah, exactly. They're in an abandoned Pizza Hut. He's got this shit set up. He's got his tools like wires, IVs. He shows her the needle and everything. So she basically gets onto the table, and they're saying how they're going to stop her heart, and the cold will give them 9 minutes because they don't want her to leave her brain dead or anything. So And he shows her the needle. He's like, sorry, it's like some giant freaking needle or whatever. And then he basically is like, look, I'm gonna monitor you, and I'm gonna give you a shot of adrenaline. We're gonna bring you back. Look, everything's gonna be okay. So she's lying on the table now. She's like, okay, I got this. And he's like, all right, I'll be right back. He walks through the doors. You're waiting. All of a sudden, it's getting a little bit. It's like another minute or two. She's kind of like freaking out a little bit, and all of a sudden, there's like blood dripping on, like something's dripping onto her stomach, and she's freaking out. And all of a sudden, oh man, who falls down on top of her? It's her, but it's the car crash version, like from a year ago. It's the freaking Smile Demon is freaking here, and it's playing as herself from like a year ago version. And she's like, "Oh my God, like like it's right on her." And she's like, "I like wearing your skin." Like so
Bro,
creepy.
that line,
Dude, that was really good. That was really good.
that was beautifully delivered.
It's oh man, it was so they're like right on top of me, and then this point she's like, look at me, dude. Then she like looks at her, and dude, the eyes, she's the creepiest looking, friggin' weirdest looking face ever. The Smile Demon puts her fingers in her mouth, like she's like putting her like her thumbs like go in her mouth, and friggin' Sky bites them off. Like I'm like, what is even happening right now? And like spits them out, and like she grabs the needle and she stabs her own self in like the jugular, and like and she's like ha 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 ha, and the demon just like stops for a second, and she's like, the demon starts laughing. She's like, this isn't real, Sky. Like there is no needle. And all of a sudden Sky looks at her hand, and
Needle
she's
is
not holding
gone.
the needle. The needle's gone. At this point, I'm even like, what the fuck is even happening? Like what? Like not like how is that not real? And then all of a sudden, like you see like, oh, break a leg out there, and all of a sudden she's on stage. She's on freaking stage, thousands of people. What is even happening? She looks in the crowd. The crowd is going nuts. We see her mom. Her mom is in the crowd with Joshua. Like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden, she sees the Smile version of herself again, and it like rips open it. So it's like picking at itself and like rips open its stomach. And we get a giant, gory demon monster, animal monster thingamajig, like going and like to open her face, but we see the crowd from what the crowd sees is her just standing there smiling, and she takes like with the microphone, she stabs herself in the eye with her bedazzled, like jeweled microphone. All them people witness it. Boom, she is dead. The end of the movie. Let's
Holy
go.
shit. Dude,
I forgot. I just
You
made that
said
sound effect
that.
out loud. That's embarrassing. Not gonna
All right,
lie.
dude. So I've got written down, I was like, some of this camera work definitely reminds me of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. And the score in this movie gives me very Candyman vibes when you get like the Chicago like overhead shots.
Yep.
Having seen the first Smile and being let down and how long it dragged out made me feel like there was a way, like it had way too much filler. So going into this sequel, I was expecting more of the same, but what I got was much better than the first one. I actually connected to Sky in this movie as a character, and that was a big struggle, and I know a gripe from me and you both in the first movie.
Right.
When she was like, oh, I'm just a cash cow for the people around her. And even though she's got like, you could tell she's got her own issues, but dude, no one really gives enough fucks to see that she's struggling. They just want her to keep going. Then we get this twist at the end with the Smile Demon saying, like you said, I like wearing your skin.
Mm-hmm.
It makes this ending so much more complete and so much better than its predecessor. Watching this right after that line, bro, I don't know what was real in this movie. I don't know what was fake. I don't know what was fully made up in Sky's head or being played out like some sick, twisted mind game by this Smile Demon. And this fucking ending, dude, holy shit, you're going to go from jumping into one person at a time to having Sky do this in front of what? 20,000 people at a fucking minimum? Dude, that's insane. Yep. Justin, in the first movie, we both gave this a flat 5.
Is that what we gave? I was wondering.
We gave it a flat 5. And in this case, I feel like Parker Finn took every ounce of oozing potential that was in Smile and found a way to correct all of its flaws in Smile too. I'm giving this a 7.7, and I'm making this a must watch for anyone in this year, 2025. I still wish it was shorter, but there's not many cases where you'll see me and Justin, or maybe not you, Justin, maybe I'm speaking too soon, but without this runtime, I don't think the audience would have fully grasped the style of character and the feeling you get towards Sky if this was a 90-minute movie. I think if this was a 90-minute movie, it would have left out so many different character building scenes that you really wouldn't have connected to it. But that being said, like I said, 7.7, huge fan of Smile 2. Smile can wipe Smile 2's ass for it. Like a huge step up.
Okay, where to begin? Wow. I'm a little speechless, Hexab Slash. This is gonna be a first for a while. I feel like me and Sean are usually pretty close to each other on this one. Not quite sure we watched the same movie. I'm not gonna lie. I had to think about this one for a second after I watched it, and wow, that took me off. That took me back a little bit there.
If I'm gonna be honest, Justin, before you read this,
Yeah,
my first watch,
yeah,
I was like, it's all right. It's a little bit better. My second watch, it went
Yeah.
by faster and I was more engaged with it. My third watch, when I really dialed in my notes,
yeah.
I was like, I really like this. And the first time I watched Smile originally, every time I watched it, I hated it more and more and more and more. This one, I feel like I liked it just a little bit more each time I had to rewatch it.
Yeah, I guess I wrote, I don't know. So my notes I wrote, who the fuck am I supposed to like in this movie? I'm like, I did not relate to Sky even a
Oh, you're
little
supposed
bit.
to like no one.
Like, but even for Sky, I don't know how her character was written. Like, they showed her, she was like, I don't know, like, I think they needed her, she needed more heart. Like, there was no reason for me to connect with her. Like, I couldn't connect with her at all. I wrote, this was all a dream. That was such a waste.
That's the
what
thing,
point
though, is
did-
I don't think it's a dream, Justin.
it was,
I
like,
think right up in her apartment, I want to say Gemma's been fucking with her this whole like Gemma's the smile demon fucking with her.
yeah,
Just like in the first one, when you couldn't tell the lady who was coming to the house, her therapist,
right.
was the smile demon. But I think everything after the stop motion dances when they stuffed like their fist down her throat,
Yeah.
I think everything after that was all in her fucking head.
It wasn't. I just didn't get it. I'm like, now the demon just like hangs out with her and like I don't know. I didn't like the story at all. Like, and I'm like, what is this like? Where's the plot? Like, was this the substance? I get it was the person like falling in. Like just watch the substance. Watch the substance. Add it. Follows to it. Like, I never want to watch this movie ever again in my whole entire life. It was that bad. I thought the score. Let's talk about. I hate being negative too. Like, all right, Naomi Scott as Sky. I thought her acting was really good. I thought her character could have been rid of.
I thought Naomi Scott fucking crushed.
Dude, she crushes it. Holy shit! Like the talent, dude.
I need
freaking
more of
nails
her
it.
in horror. Like I loved her in Aladdin, but
Yep.
she needs to come over and stay in horror.
Yeah, dude, acting amazing. Like I'm not even saying anything mean about her. The score, I even wrote the score was really cool. This had some cool, like a jump scare. I almost had a heart attack, but I just didn't like anyone. I didn't like how that was all a dream. I thought it would have been so much cooler even having a different main character. I felt like a lot of this was like a slow descent into madness, which I just saw it in the substance. So I'd rather just watch the substance again. Same thing with the ending. Like that was just the substance again, some crazy gore thing again. Like I already saw this movie. It was a substance. I give this a 5.9 because I thought it had some cool stuff, but I just don't even. And I'm not even trying to be mean because I fucking picked it. I like wanted to like the two smiles, but I don't. I
So
can't
I'm
get
gonna-
into these movies.
I'm gonna float this out there because I
can't
hated
do it.
gags so fucking much for how much
Yeah.
that movie jumped around.
Yeah,
You have ADHD that has like ADHD on the side with a little bit of touch
This
of ADHD.
movie was too long.
So this movie is very long
Way too
and
long.
very like one pace driven. And I think that's why you can't like want to like it. You know,
All right, so
that,
hear me out. So that beginning, awesome. That first scene,
that was so fast paced too. It was so much
badass.
better than
I
like,
loved it, but then just it took forever after that. Like the whole like, oh god, it just took so long. And like I said, it just felt like I was watching. It was like the substance. It's I don't know, man. And then the demon thing, I didn't even get it. Like I felt like nothing made sense. Like Gemma
I
was
feel
just
like
a
this is
freaking-
all the same shit you said about the first one.
Yeah, man. These were like I can't do smiles. I never want to smile again. And I'm a happy person who loves to smile. Smiling is my fucking favorite. But I can't smile. I had a frown on my like. Do you got any fun facts?
I've got a few. I've
Okay.
got Naomi Scott said she modeled Sky Riley after Lady Gaga. Furthermore, when she's scrolling through her contacts to Gemma, you can actually see Gaga in the contacts.
Dude, I text you right away. I'm like, this is a Lady Gaga video.
Kyle Gallner is the only actor to reprise his role from the first film. I mean, that's a fucking lie because the smile demons in both of them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
idiots.
duh. The scar on Sky's knee is actually shaped like a smile, which I thought was kind of cool. Like the
That is
little
cool.
things that they do in the movie that you
Yep.
don't really catch. I love the fact that they do those things.
Hmm.
Writer and director Parker Finn cast Ray Nicholson as Paul in homage to his famous. This is, dude, I saw this. I
Same.
dead ass. I forgot to do fun facts. So while you were talking, if it looked like I was zoning out, it's because I was
Yep.
pulling fun facts for this, and I was like, "Holy shit!" But he was Paul. Paul modeled his character to pay homage to Jack Nicholson's memorable role from Stephen King's The Shining, 1980.
Let's go.
And for me not to know that and say that to you, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, obviously, you did a good job, bro.
Dude, same, because it's funny. The two of the fun facts you said, like the Lady Gaga thing, I said that before I heard that. And that smile reminded me of Jack Nicholson walking before. I also read that too. And I was like, holy shit, like I picked up on that too right away.
Dude, even the opening credits when you get to the A24 and it's all red and it does
Yeah.
like that zoom out and the spin,
Hmm.
that reminded me a lot of The Shining.
Yeah.
Director Parker Finn refers to the scene of the Smilers in Sky's apartment as a Cirque du Soleil from hell. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree.
Hmm.
The room where Sky prepares herself for her shoot is partially inspired by the Black Lodge from Twin Peaks, which I thought was pretty cool.
I don't know what any of that means, but okay.
You've never seen Twin Peaks?
No.
I'm gonna act surprised because it's huge in the horror community, and guess what? I haven't either.
Yeah. Oh, what the? I was gonna say, what the hell?
No, it's one of those things where once we started doing this,
Yeah.
I had never heard of Twin Peaks, and people regard Twin Peaks like it's Michael Myers for you and me.
Right. Gotcha.
So
All right.
Twin Peaks has always just been on my like to watch list, like to sit
Yep.
down and just enjoy and invest some time in.
Is it a movie or a show?
I believe
I thought it was a
it's
show.
a show with movies.
Okay. 'Cause I was gonna say,
You know what I mean? I think it's one of those. Yeah.
Okay.
I really don't know too much about it. We're gonna get so much hate mail if anyone's even actually listening. Hi.
Yeah. Just delete that part out, please.
Yeah. Justin, do you got any fun facts?
You covered most of those. I actually had all those.
There's a
You wrote-
fuck ton on IMDb, and I was just scrolling and I was like just looking for something that jumped out to me.
Yeah, so the tagline is "It will never let go," which also sucks. I should have known right away. I should have read the tagline and I wouldn't have watched it. And then we got it really wasn't a real abandoned Pizza Hut in New York, which was actually pretty cool. Like it was actually there. Joel was actually considered to be the lead at first before they changed the story up. And that's everything else I got you covered. But that's all I got.
You know what I was just thinking about?
What do you got?
When you compare this so heavily to The Substance,
Yeah.
every scene with Naomi Scott,
Yeah.
whenever she's like having a meltdown or whatever, you should take every one of those scenes and like make a TikTok out of it. But go back to The Substance and get every time Dennis Quaid goes, smile.
Right? But dude, tell me there wasn't like, especially with the end.
There's
we can
so many similarities. Like
Yeah, it
it's
felt-
uncanny.
And it just sucked that we watched The Substance, and The Substance was so good. And The Substance was a long movie too, but guess what? I got sucked into that story. I'm pretty sure that was probably like almost 2 hours. But I got sucked into that story. It was such good writing. The characters, I felt better. I didn't connect with Sky at all. I thought her acting was great. Like, don't get me wrong, I thought her acting was great. I just wish, but I just said all that. I don't want to keep talking about it. But yeah.
See, and that's I
You
think
can.
the
Go ahead.
difference
What do
is
you got?
I connected with Sky.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I've actually got family members that look at life this way. Like they're very strung out. Like their
Yeah.
anxiety is through the roof. Their depression is through the roof. They always feel like someone wants something from them. They're too eager to please before helping themselves.
Hmm.
And like they're just kind of fucked up.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like I'm not trying to like make light on mental health or anything like that, but like I think having that stuff already in my life
Yeah.
is maybe why I connected so quickly with Sky.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But
All
all
good.
right, that
All
being
good.
said, dude, hack stab slash. Justin's got to go get his arm bars on.
Let's go for real.
But we out. Later.
Peace.